Hey, cousins. Yes, your girl said I was going to do it next day, but I got the Canadian stream, so I was able to go ahead and watch it and test out the VPN. So, cousins that are interested, I did my due diligence, got all the reviews, got all the information I needed. I'm using NordVPN. It's the same price as the WWE network, which if I could get my hands on the WWE network that I had on my PlayStation 2 all them years ago, I damn sure would. Anyway, what you would do really quick is you download the app, put it on your smart TV or whatever apparatus you want to use. You turn on whatever country you want to use to stream, and then you go away from the Nord app and go and do your thing on the Netflix or whatever app you want to use, and it'll pop in on that server as long as it doesn't like block or anything. If it's blocked, then Netflix will be like, I can't do nothing with this, and then you would probably pick a different server until it opens up. And let me tell y'all something real quick. Us Americans, we getting fucked over royally. I paid the lowest tier for Netflix. I think it's $7.99, $8.99, and I didn't get no commercials, not one. On the U.S. Side, commercials all fucking day. When there is a break, they put the little banner up or whatever of them dancing in slow motion. I'd rather watch that than get inundated with commercials about medications, and the side effects are not a big deal, except you'll want to kill yourself, your ass is going to fall out, you probably have a heart attack, maybe a brain aneurysm, but guess what? Bagovi is going to help you. Listen, United States and New Zealand are the only two countries that hawk medications to their citizens. Just fun fact. Um, yeah, they said the WWE network was done. No, it's in other countries. It's the international market. Everything is centralized on Netflix. Here in America, ESPN, Peacock, CW, USA. Over here, no. Everything is nice and compact right there on Netflix. Not to mention, you also get movies that you don't have access to in the United States. I listen. I'm telling you, we getting royally fucked over here. Seriously. Kind of like watching the show. Now I watched Smackdown because I was testing out the VPN. It streamed sharp. Everything went well. I like it so far. Um, SmackDown, something was off. Something was off. It felt like Groundhog Day. It felt like deja vu. Nothing changed. Same thing. Everybody's right back to where they started. Everything is like Men in Black. Like they took the little memory thing and said, boing, and just don't worry about what we did these last couple of months. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. We right back where we started. Canada, listen, same old ole. Sami Zayn, same old shit. Nothing moved the needle. Nothing was progressed. Everything felt just lifeless. It just looked bland. I don't know what the hell was going on this episode of SmackDown. Maybe that's what's to come. Yeah, because if they think somebody's about to figure out how to pay for all of that shit, because if I couldn't do the VPN, I would just use my pirate link, because that's always going to be available. It's no way I would give WWE anything the way they conducted business these last 2-3 weeks. Yes, I'm aware of what I'm watching. There was a cousin that was like, "Why y'all watching this?" Because I have a wrestling podcast. Okay, I have a wrestling podcast and I'm watching it, okay? Just like football sucks and people watch it. People go to football and beat each other up in the stands. Why do they do that? Right now in the WNBA, it's hot and people are throwing dicks and all kinds of shit at them women. Why do they do that? Who the fuck knows, okay? Who the fuck knows? Please don't ask these questions. Why y'all watch? Because we want to, all right? We want to. There. Come with a conducive contribution to the conversation and stop saying dumb shit. That's really like super annoying. Okay? Now, with that being said, let's get into Smackdown. Took place in Montreal, Canada, Quebec, at the Bell Center for August 8th, 2025. We had Joe, Tess, and Wade Barrett on the 1 and 2s. And we opened up with John Cena. Listen, I can't do too much with the material I've been given. Usually I can give y'all a little something y'all can feel, but child, I seen stuff to where I was just like, what the fuck? I got questions. Like, I gotta come to the cousins so we can figure out what the fuck is happening. That's what I need to know. So John Cena is back to face John Cena. That's it. It's we right back. John Cena said, listen, I ain't got but a few dates left and I want to enjoy this with y'all. I want to have a good time and we going to do it. He said, Brock Lesnar, if you want to come mix it up, come and get some whenever you ready. He said, anybody in the back, if y'all want to come get some of what I got going on, come on out and come get some. Like, it is what it is. I'm here to have a good time, not for a long time. And then he had everybody sing, ole, 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 John Cena, everybody singing and having a good time. And they serenading him and giving him his flowers and just, it's just he wiping his eyes and it's just emotion and love and he make everybody feel good and just all the things. And it was interrupted by Logan Paul. And Logan Paul said, John, stop. Just hear me out, John. Whatever this is, whatever version of you this is, it's making me sick. Hey, I respected you, John. I really did. But now I don't even know you. Montreal, what are y'all whining about? At least Logan Paul never switched up. Logan, right. He a piece of shit and he will remain a piece of shit. Now, John Cena switched up because the trajectory he was on got fucked up by Paul Leviskay. So is someone going to blame him or no? No. So Logan Paul went on and on and on and did his little spiel. And he did all of that. And then Drew McIntyre came out and beat up John Cena. And Paul and McIntyre, they beating up on Cena and come out for the save. Wonder Bread ass vanilla Cody Rhodes. Not even vanilla bean. I'm talking about creamy ass churn. The churn vanilla. Okay? Came out for the save. And John Cena said, you know what, Logan? I accept your invitation. Logan Paul, John Cena, clash at the castle. And I'm sitting there like, what? And then he said, we got the king in the ring. We got the king in the ring. We got me in the ring. We got you two bald-headed motherfuckers in the ring. Let's do this for the main event. Let's go ahead and do that. Y'all two against us two tonight. And the champ is here. That's what he said. And that was your opening segment. Yeah. Very uninspiring. Same old shit. Nothing happened. Nothing. Outside of John Cena getting his flowers, I'm never going to knock that. Great. But this whole segment, no. Kathy Kelly was backstage. And she had an interview with Motor Shitty. Yeah. Machine Unks. And they still in recovery from the TLC match at SummerSlam that was just so fucking devastating that the high school production of the Wyatt Six barely did anything in, but they won. But that's neither here nor there. They were just basically saying that they're going to go out there and do the best they can with what they got. And, they're going to get on the road back to the top. And so we went straight into the first match, which was the Motor City Machine Guns versus Solo and the MFTs. Yeah. That's it. Let me tell you something. Them MFTs look a fucking mess. I'm not even gonna hold you. Solo is settled into his character work. He's comfortable being snarky and smart and with a little bit of comedy. I like what Solo's doing. But the guys he got behind him, I can't, not even, what's his name? Tanga, Talatungang, not even tall ass Tungan. Can I take Hikalegu? Can't take him seriously. They look a fucking mess, okay? a mess. None of them even look like they could cause damage or somebody you should be afraid of. I was just like, Jesus, take the wheel. Anyway, Nick Saban, one half of the shitty machine unks, got pinned. And so they all mobilized in the middle of the ring, Solo Sikoa and the MFTs. And basically Solo was like, ain't nobody back there could do nothing with me. I'm that dude, and that's just what it's going to be. And so I'm sitting there, and as predictable as it is, I said, you know what? Here comes Sami Zayn. And not even before I can get Zayn out my fucking mouth, whoa, and listen, the audience loved it. He's in his hometown. They did just what they did, okay? And while United States was in commercial, they just showed for about 3 minutes him greeting the audience. He went through the entire audience, and then when you came back, that's where you saw him in the ring. That's what he was doing during commercial break. What can I say? If you've seen the Sami Zayn match, you seen them all. You seen what Solo Sikoa could do. You seen them all. Corner exploders, haluva kick, just ass whipping and whoop de whoop de whoop. Sami Zayn ended up defeating Solo Sikoa in this non-title match. So Sami Zayn, I guess, will be fighting Solo in Clash in Paris if the damn title even makes it to the pay-per-view. Moving right along, we have the not really friends Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair situation. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to be honest. I love seeing Mother Bone. She looks more soft. She looks like she's relaxed. Love it. Alexa Bliss, her character, I'm over it. I don't understand why we still stuck in this situation she got going on. She is not going over to the high school production of The Wire 6. I need her to go ahead and move on from that. Anyway, Charlotte was telling Alexa Bliss she had a gift and stuff for her in a celebration because it was Alexa Bliss's birthday, and she wanted to do something big. Come meet her in the ring. And that is where we left off, them two walking to the ring. Then we got premium live event deal with ESPN. It's being shoved in your face. Look what we did, everybody. Look, everybody. Oh boy, look what we did. More money, more revenue. Yeah. Just in America though. Don't worry about it internationally. Then we got a Y6 video. Uncle Howdy is talking. Dexter Loomis does not need to talk. He bucked his eyes and he's saying some bullshit. And I said, you know what? This right here, it's done. Like, I'm done. I've been done, but now I'm like, hands, just done. Joe Gacy is just, he looks filthy and just, no. Eric Rowan, big, just dumb looking. And then Nikki Cross, you know what? Look, her accent is so fucking thick. I don't even know what the fuck she said. Okay, they are not a threat to the tag team division. They are still pushing that bullshit about somebody owe them and the family ain't doing what the family got to do, and he gonna be there to right the ship, and the hey and the yeah. Listen, Bray Wyatt, I doubt this is what he wanted to see from his vision. Ain't no fucking way. Bray said, you looking down, said, you know what? I like what's going on. This right here's a joke. Why does this team have the tag team titles? Why aren't they even on the fucking show? No, we get a video. They didn't do anything in the goddamn tag team match at SummerSlam. So we gonna get a video? And I don't even know what the fuck they were saying. Awful. B-Fab and the Street Profits was backstage, and Montez was icing himself. And then we get Dick Face and Tommaso and Dick Face's wife, Candace. They come on in, and Tommaso took the ice and said, you don't need it. She needs it. And Candace kept showing her badge of honor. Her thigh was bruised all the way up. Terrible. The way she took that bump was clownish as fuck, and it looked hilarious. But I'm not knocking her because she took the bump. Kudos to Candace. I always said she was a scrappy woman. She could take some hits, okay? So they go back and forth about who should have did what and what happened and whoop de whoop de whoop. And B Fab is just like, girl, please, whatever. And then here come Nick Aldis. He said, you know what? I've been trying to tell y'all bitches to stop fighting. I thought after y'all had that whole knockdown, drag out situation that y'all would have cooled off. But since you haven't, next week on SmackDown, we're going to have DIY versus the Street Profits, okay? And y'all can get in the ring and shoot the fair one. How about that? And they seemed happy about it. And there goes. There it go. Okay? Moving right along. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, they are in the ring. Okay? And this was the worst fucking segment again for the third fucking time. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Why is this happening? This is the type of shit that will run down something good. Charlotte is enjoying people liking her. She's settling in. Like I said, she's softer, but it's goofy. It doesn't even come off natural. Alexa, you can hug the queen. She gives Alexa Bliss her doll with the shirt, not friends. And then Charlotte said, I also want to give Lily a friend because she doesn't have a friend. And it was the Charlie doll that she didn't like all those years ago. And it has the sparkly not friend shirt on. And now Alexa has two dolls. And you could buy that doll on WWE Shop, and it's not going to look like the doll because none of the dolls that's being sold looks like the goddamn doll Alexa Bliss is holding. And we already had that conversation if you want to go back and listen to that podcast. So they're going back and forth, bantering and giggling, and Charlotte Flair said, come give me a hug, and Alexa's trying to play to the audience, and they not interested in this bullshit. It's probably about 6 people interested. They're not interested in this. Don't nobody want to see this. This is the type of shit that make you feel stupid. If you sitting there watching this and somebody come in the room and they're like, what you watch? You like pro wrestling, the WWE, and it's 2 bitches with one with a doll who's like stuck in a perpetual 12-year-old situation like a damn kid, and a grown-ass woman who is like, should be a bitch and lean into her heel work, and they just in the ring looking dumb. That's basically what this was. Anyway, that led into Chelsea Green because no one else works here. And Chelsea Green, for all of her character work, and everyone enjoys Chelsea Green, Chelsea Green said something that I'm going to point out again on that WWE Unreal. And I also said that she needs to slow down on that. Chelsea Green said, I'll do anything as long as I'm booked. I don't give a fuck what it is. I'll do whatever they tell me as long as I'm booked. And that was indicative of tonight. She was in Canada. She ran the Montreal Canadiens down, got in the ring, had a little match, little yang with Charlotte, and ended up with cake in her ass. And that is the way the match ended. Yeah. Yeah. With her and cake in her ass, and they eating cake, and they're like, what the fuck? What is this? Where are we going with this? I like it's uninspired, dry. Nick Aldis, yeah, he was out there and said, I got a gift or whatever. Some bullshit he said. That shit don't even matter. Anyway, Carmelo Hayes. We were looking for Carmelo Hayes. We was looking for Carmelo Hayes. And he was backstage. He said he wanted to go ahead and get with Nick Aldis to see if he can go ahead and have a U.S. title match because he feels like he deserves it. You know what I mean? He want to mix it up. And guess who came out that fucking office? The Miz. Why is Carmelo Hayes next to The Miz again? Carmelo's like, can you move? Like, I'm trying to talk to Nick Aldis. The Miz was like, no, because we're awesome and you're him. And so what I did was get me and you a tag match for next week. Why? What the fuck? Carmelo shook Miz's hand and walked away, and then Nick Aldis came in, and that just shows you that the Miz was lying, and he was just a roadblock to Carmelo's greatness. I guess that's the story. So we going right back to point A with Carmelo Hayes. Now we right back with the Miz and the awesome shit. So Carmelo Hayes was off TV just so he can come back and get locked in with the Miz again. Get Carmelo Hayes away from the Miz. Get Carmelo Hayes away from the Miz, please. Moving right along, we go into a backstage segment. And this right here, I'm going to be honest with you. You know what? The feels that I felt for Jade, I felt sad. Because word on the street is they're not pushing her like that no more. And I felt that. You know why I felt that? Because guess who came into the goddamn scene standing there with Jade Cargill? Looking as goofy as she fucking wanna look. Goddamn Michin. I said, damn it. You got Michin, you got B-Fab away from her, and now Jade Cargill's next to her. Let me tell y'all something real quick. If Jade Cargill and Michin tags against fucking Julia and her little whatever Kiana James is supposed to be, I'm telling you, I'm probably just going to laugh as maniacally as possible because this is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Tiffany Stratton was there and she was talking about how great she is, and for 216 days she gonna keep defending her title. When defending your title, you don't wrestle. Anyway, Jade Cargill walked in. She said, "You know what? You can keep thinking you defending your title, and you lucky you got that foot on the rope. But I'm going to keep coming to get what's mine." And Tiffany was just like, "Okay, girl, whatever." Kiana James shows up with Julia, the United States champion, and Kiana James said, "Listen, Jay, you look like you in a bad fucking spot. So how about you take my card, and if you want my services, I'm available." And Julia's gonna say, "Yeah, bitch," because it looked like you in the dumps. I was like, So Jay standing there with the card, she was like, "Bitch, I don't need your help, because whatever I'm finna do it how I want to do it, the way I've been doing it. Like I'm a bad bitch." Kiana was like, "Hey girl, it don't look like it." Guess who steps in with a kendo stick? She was like, "Well, you gonna do something with that card?" Jay was like, "Here, you can take the card." She was like, "Yes, because I'm gonna see if I could get another shot at the United States Championship." And Jay just stood there. It was the saddest I've ever seen her since she's been in WWE. This was the worst position that this woman could be in. She wasn't imposing. She wasn't larger than life. She seems to have been shrunken. She seems to have been regular. She doesn't look like a threat. She doesn't sound like a threat. She don't sound like she's going heel. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Looks beautiful though. Sad, sad, sad. They gave a quick Raw package, the Vision and Naomi and Io Sky for the Women's Championship will be happening on Raw, and CM Punk is going to be running his chops on Raw. So that's what you can look forward to. Aleister Black was in his closet again, and he said, "You know what? He looking to mix it up with Damian Priest. He wants to continue to be in the Damian Priest vortex until they both fall off a cliff and perish together in the depths of hell." That's essentially what he said. John Cena was walking backstage, and guess who he ran into? No, R-Truth. R-Truth is back. I kid you not. John Cena said, "Hey man, you right back to, you back to normal. You said you was gonna ruin wrestling and stuff. You're not gonna do any of that. Don't even worry about that. That was just like a fever dream. Child, all of that was just made up. We back to normal." And they did like a little mirror thing, like, the like mimes do. And R-Truth is like, "Yeah, man, I'm right back. I'm right back where I started, man. Yeah." He was like, "Yeah, because you was going crazy. You cut your hair and everything. Like, what was going on?" He was like, "Man, I don't know what's going on. But what I do know is I'm right back where I'm at, man." John Cena said, "It's good to have you back. It's good to be back." And we were left with R-Truth, and his bucked-eyed, goofy ass has returned. They didn't even give the Ron Killings character the I don't even know what the fuck happened. What the fuck happened to Ron Killings and what he was gonna do? What the fuck happened? I need somebody to explain this to me. Cause ain't no way You just starting everything over as if nothing fucking happened. And I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? So we're right back pre everything? Anyway, Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre had their own interests or whatever, and they got started for the final match of the night. Child, it basically was a low blow to Cena, and the referee threw the match, and it was a DQ. And then the only thing you need to know is that what's his name? Drew McIntyre did a Claymore to Cody Rhodes through up under the table, not above it, up under the table. And they showed it from a different angle, and you could clearly see that Drew McIntyre did not actually hit him. Like, why are you putting it in the angle where we could see the whole? I don't even know, child. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Drew McIntyre was in his ear, telling him he was gonna rip him apart, dig all his ass out, his guts, and disembowel him. You know, Drew McIntyre talk real strong. He gonna give you all of the words that you can handle about how he gonna do you, and then don't do nothing. Okay, this SmackDown was just. I'm floored. And I'm sitting here thinking Nick Khan thinks that people are gonna run from one app to another one. And people are confused. It's a certain set of cable companies that carry this stuff, and and everybody else, you have to get that. You have to pay $30. That's why if you go to the community tab, I gave y'all exactly what's going on. So everybody's running their mouth like, oh well, you gonna pay. You're gonna pay more in the long run. Okay? And anybody that's bringing up, well, y'all paid for it back in the day. I didn't pay for shit. I couldn't get my goddamn parents to get a pay-per-view if it killed me. Okay? What I did do was be all up in the AOL rooms, and I had got some of the WWE magazines, and I watched, they had showed the highlights and stuff on Saturday and stuff like that. That's what I did. But ain't nobody was out here paying no $50 fucking. I bought the DVDs and, well, excuse me, the VHS tapes. I did that. And what the fuck does that have to do with the price of tea in China? All of that's moot. All of it's moot. If you watch this SmackDown, you made a terrible decision. I can't give you a round of applause. But if you didn't watch it, give yourself a round of applause right there. You did it. You keep making the good decision. And come here, I give you the information, and you go and enjoy your day and get a hobby. Because that's what Gunther said. And we're going to talk about that. Because Gunther basically said, listen, don't be coming to see me. Go find you something to fuck to do. I said, I know that's right. Y'all telling these people to fuck off. Every which way but loose. This SmackDown was absolutely atrocious. It was. In a sold out Montreal. Y'all didn't put no fucking effort in this SmackDown. And I'm going to tell you, if y'all find somebody that can say, oh man, this was a solid episode, I need you to go ahead and unsubscribe to them because they drunk on crack, maybe heroin, or some laced ass blunts, aka woolies, because it ain't no way somebody found entertainment in this. I don't understand. And I know I ain't crazy. I know I ain't crazy. And with that being said, that's all I got. I ain't got no more.